very excited to get on the Rude Guest Hotline. Welcome in our friend and Washington legend, Ring of Fame man, Mr. Santana Moss. Santana man, what's up, dude? How are you?
What it do, fella?
Oh, sadly,
I just saw Santana, man.
Sadly, not much, man. Tana, what do you make of the quarterback situation? Josh Johnson, Jeff Driscoll, you fired up for Christmas Day against the Cowboys with one of those guys slinging the rock?
I wonder what we did to anybody for us to be through what we going through this. Lord have mercy. I mean, you got to say, man, hey, this is sometimes the way the cookie crumble and go. But I'm just hoping whoever it is, man, I hope be ready to give us a competitive game. That's all I can ask for.
Totally, man. When you look at this season, I was joking around with one of the guys. If we had talked back in August about Jeff Driscoll or Josh Johnson for the Christmas Day game against the Cowboys, like B said he stopped being frustrated by this year around Halloween because he realized it was just a broken season.
That's because I hang around this dude right here.
Yeah.
When did you realize this thing just wasn't going to work?
You got to take the emotions out of it, man. You got to understand, me and B played the game, and we also played for the team, so we care, and those games matter a little more to the average, analyst that's covering the team or local fan. And so I'm watching the game one time, and we was in a booth. We was in press box, and I had to just lean back and say, you know what? I got to take my heart out of it. I can't look at it no more. And I just started watching something else. But it's one of those things when you see it as a player that regardless of what we do, no matter how hard those guys out there fighting and clawing and trying to win, it's just kind of you're outmatched because of the kind of the cards you deal with or whatever. So that's how I look at it, man. I feel like those injuries early out the gate hurt us so hard that we didn't know that we was going to, have to continue to go down this path, and that's what it's been, man. Every other week is someone new, and I'm kind of glad I did take my heart out of it, but like I said before, I'm still rooting for them to win, but it's not, I don't feel the effects, because I used to go home feeling like I played, honestly. Like, I won't have nothing to say to people. I just be in the dumps, and I had to stop doing that to myself.
And I think the thing when people hear something like that, they may think that you don't care, but you care. It's like I care, but, bro, when you are totally in it, the frustration and like you said, you feel like you played the game. I have left games walking, and I'm like, why the hell am I so tired? All I did was sit in the press box because you get emotionally drained, and I think that's what you got to do, step back sometimes. And I did it, and it has helped me out tremendously.
Tana, we got these 2 games left. We all got jobs to do. We'll all be there watching them and reporting and offering analysis. But obviously, the focus is on how do you fix this thing in 2026. And I'm curious for you, what do you see as kind of the biggest needs for this team?
We can sit out here and point fingers at areas and say, we need this, we need that. I think the one luxury that we have going for ourselves, we don't have to make those decisions. But two, when you look at it, man, I think, the glaring spot is just a pass rusher. I say depth, period. And it's one thing of saying depth, but guys that that if the first guy go down, we can count on the second guy to go out there and not miss a beat. I'm watching teams like San Fran have so many key guys down, and they're still, 10-4 right now this year. So you have to look at it like that, man. It's one thing of having players, but you got to have the players that you can depend and count on to go out there and win you a game. And not to say we don't have that in our room already. I don't want to go on record saying that we don't have that here. I think going forward, this offseason has to be addressed differently by both parties, by our staff and the players. Whatever you did last year, don't do it this year. You know what I mean? The offseason has to be something that you say, because I was just sharing a story with London. My first year in the league, I get drafted to the Jets. I'm a first-round pick. And you can see the city was behind. Oh, man, they loved me. They wanted to see me be out there, running punts back and being that receiver I was in college. When I wasn't able to play because I tore my knee before I even played in the preseason game, they they pretty much like hated me. Like people wouldn't speak to me, they wouldn't look at me, and I took that to heart because I knew that hey, at the end of the day, it's not right for them to do that to me. But at the same time, you know, who am I to say that it's not? So I took my behind back home, and I didn't have an off season. I went straight to the weight room. I went straight to training. And that next year, I led the league in punt returns. I was the first team All-Pro as a punt returner. So that's what you have to do, man. That's what you have to do going forward. These seasons come and go. You know, you have these ups and downs sometimes in seasons. We didn't expect this team and this regime to have this particular, you know, outcome to the season. But when you do go through it, you have to scratch everything you did before and make sure you do it differently. And I just hope that they address it that way, man, to say, hey, we're going to use this as fuel, and we got to go forward and make sure that, you know, even if it's causing us practicing harder, we got to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we have to do whatever it takes for us to go out there with the best product on the field.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, man. It's like we saw things like the injuries, they piled up. And I know we mentioned injuries, people think it's an excuse. But they had a lot of them. But I think when you look at San Francisco and you look at Detroit from last year, they had 30-something people hurt. They were in the divisional round. But they had a base already. Our thing started last year. We're in the second year. They're in their fourth, fifth. San Francisco, 6th, 7th year. So they got more of a base to be able to fall back on. And I think, like I was telling JP earlier, from front office to coaching staff to players, everybody got to be better next year.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they have to feel that pressure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We are talking with our friend Santana Moss here on the Rude Guest Hotline. Rude makes the most reliable HVAC equipment in the DMV. You can follow Mr. Moss on Instagram at 8229. Let's try something. Hell, between the three of us, we've been in all these games. What's the highlight this year? Chargers game?
Chargers game was great individually. That catch by Treylon Burks.
Yeah, that was a hell of a catch.
Watching Bill do some things in and out, which gives you some hope.
Your boy Lane, man, both of his punt returns been highlights. You know.
Yeah.
I think Bobby Wagner, man. Bobby Wagner just going out there doing what he's doing, man. Being a consistent pro, just showing up and showing out each and every week, man. You know, I remember hearing so much about him during the season where, you know, guys basically, you know, he shouldn't be on the field. I don't see a defense without him on the field. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't see us not having that leadership, you know, that presence on the field this year and being successful. So, you know, things of that nature, man. You know, it's been some highlights. It's been some moments. Even just seeing your guy Mariota go out there and perform the way he's been performing at a high level, man. Just kind of turning back the hands of time and showing that he still got some tread on those tires, man. So we have had some flashes here and there, man. But like you say, man, you know, we can't use it as an excuse, but we have to mention it. Like when we lost Wise early in the season, and then you come around and you lose what was the DN name who was on the
Armstrong.
We lost him. It was just like, Lord have mercy, please. And then, you know, the up and down with Jaden. I think, you know, if you really want to look at it, critique Jaden, the games he played in, he didn't look nowhere near like a guy who was going to have a second year, you know, bust or anything like that of that nature. He played well. So to me, you know, I hear so many fans asking me when I'm out and stuff, what do you think about Jaden? I think if he wasn't going through some of the little injury woes, man, he's going to have a great season because he shows you, you know. He shows you in some of those games, man, especially that Chargers game, that he looked like himself. And that's what I guess you can take into the offseason, just still having high hopes and knowing that he's going to attack the offseason and come back a better guy, you know, as well.
I think like looking at Bill and also Rodriguez. Looking at both of those guys, how they ran the ball, you got to find a way to really ride that and you know, push it a little bit because Rodriguez. What I liked about him, JP was the first person to tell me when he said, "Man, I talked to Rodriguez. He said he lost a lot of weight, he feel a lot better." When you watch him, he changed his whole mindset up. He changed his body up. When you see that, you know a guy now is taking ownership in his own career. I think other guys need to look at him and follow suit.
Yep.
Well, and Tana, you said something that I really agreed with, and I got people yelling at me on the internet about this. I posted Jaden's stats from the 4 games he completed. I mean, it's a sad state of affairs that he only completed 4 games. He had 7 starts, but he only finished 4 of them. And I think if you just look at the complete games, he looked pretty damn good. He wasn't last year. He was incredible.
Yeah.
This year he never touched that level. But in the 4 complete games, the level was pretty significant. And we could talk about this year and how sideways everything went. But if Jaden was just healthy for the majority of the season and started most of the games, I still think it looks different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Totally different thing, man.
The thing of it is,
we lost Chicago, and I feel like that's when the whole bottom fell out. I mean, it seemed like we couldn't get ourselves back, and I look at what they're doing right now. I'm like, it's just like the reverse of what we're doing. So it's just crazy, man. But you look at the Chicago game, should have won that. You look at another game where we was close, we should have won. Like at that
Broncos.
point of the season. Yeah, at that point in the season, we'd have probably been somewhere 6 and 7. You see what I'm saying? If you win those 2 games you're supposed to win, or 2 or 3 games you're supposed to win. So that's how that's how things happen, man. Like the momentum is real in this league. Like when you get on a run and you have that momentum on your side, you can take off. And it's also real when you don't have it going for you, because it seems like you can't get out of that fog. It's tough to get out of. You can't see the light.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, if you consider Miami went to OT, Denver went to OT. Yeah, I mean, whatever. It doesn't matter. Yeah. It's hypothetical nonsense at this point.
Yep.
Ten, I did want to make sure we made time to ask you about your Hurricanes, man. What a win.
Oh, man.
What a performance.
He wasn't excited. No, he missed it. You actually missed it. He was talking, and he had his phone up, so I'm watching his phone. I see when they get the interception.
Were you guys on air?
Yeah, he didn't see it. I saw it, and I couldn't start cheering, so I was pointing, and then when he got through, I kind of brought it up for him.
Oh,
man, I was ecstatic, man. So I did a Sirius radio with Danny Canal, and I forgot the other guy. He's a former Florida Gator player, but it was Florida State in Florida. I did their radio show Saturday, and they started asking me immediately about the national championship. And I'm like, bro, we haven't even got past this game yet. Let me get past this game, and then each week I would talk, about that, the next game. And so, like I talked about, on their show, I was like, man, I want to see us go out there and do what we do. I want to see them, try and attempt to get 10 the ball more and often, Malachi Toney. We have a lot of great players, but I feel like it's something brewing there with him offensively. But with all those guys, like, I noticed in the game when they was trying to get it to him, they saw he was doubled and triple teamed at times. And then in the second half, they came out and just said, you know what, scratch all that. We're going to line him up one place, and then we're going to throw to the backside guy who got the favorable matchup. And that's when we started moving the ball up and down the field. But what was glaring to me was just get the ball to number 4 in the backfield, because they couldn't stop the run. And he ended up with 17 carries for 170-some yards. And so, whatever way we have to do it, man, just do it. I think this team is built the right way through the trenches. Like me, BMitch, and Fred, we always talk about the trenches when it comes to us. If you look at those guys, our offensive line, our defensive line, second to none, bro. I mean, those guys are built right. And that's credit to, Mario. That's how Mario was taught to recruit those hogs, those guys, those big nasties, because that's what Coach Butch Davis did, who Mario coached under when I was a young pup out there at Miami. You know what I'm saying? So I'm loving what they got, man. I just hope that we can continue to ride this wave.
Yeah, man. I mean, and now it is crazy that you get the Miami-Ohio State matchup, which I think I read somewhere that those two teams haven't played since that title game. Wow.
Yep, since the title game. It's personal. It's personal. Yes, Lord. It's personal. I just told London. London walked into the building. What up, Tanner? I like, what up me? You what up me after the game is over with, because you know how your State fan. That's how serious it is. Don't say what's up to me, right? I'm ready to take your business. I feel like I'm playing, man. Nah, it's one of those things, man. It's football. To me, college football is great. And I'm biased because I'm a Hurricane. But even when I was young, man, when I was a guy growing up watching college football, when you had the Florida States, the Florida Gators, the Miami Hurricanes playing for titles, to me it just seemed like that's the college football that was the best time in college football. So it's great to see us back. You know, like I told Danny Cannell, I'm like, look, man, I love to see a day where all us back. You know what I mean? Where all the big names, the Alabamas, the Georgias, the Florida States, the Floridas, the Oklahoma, the Nebraskas, all those teams from back in the days that made college football what it is, man. I love to see that day when we all could be in the top, the top 12, fighting for a championship.
Yeah, it's what did you think? So now, the first 4 games, and it's crazy that the Canes got the only good matchup. Like the only good game. What the Bama game?
Alabama game ended up being damn good.
The Bama and Oklahoma. Yeah, I meant on Saturday. The Friday night game was great. But where did you land on, as somebody that played college football at a major program, but also understands the smaller programs play their ass off too, of Tulane and JMU getting in and then getting smoked?
Yeah, I think, man, at the end of the day, the system is does need a tweaking. I don't know where. I can't put my hand on it, but it does need a tweaking, because even when it came down to the point of us almost not even getting in, to me, I think that was just one of those situations where they couldn't get it wrong twice. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
right.
If you want to look back to what I mean and what I'm talking about, in 2000, I was on the Hurricane team that was ranked number 2 overall. We beat Florida State head up, and they allowed Florida State to go in front of us and play for the national championship. So to me, when I look at that was them saying, sorry for then, and here y'all are now. We're going to allow y'all to be in there now because of what we did to y'all in 2000. So that's how I look at it. And if you have to get to doing favors because of how things are, then you need to tweak it some kind of way. And I cannot, diss Tulane and JMU for being one of those teams. But I heard Nick Saban say it. He's like, man, if you're not really in the league, in the big league, then they need their own league championship. And to be real with you, I'm for that. I'm for those guys who are in smaller divisions, who are in smaller, I guess you can say, when they say not Power Fives, having their own thing, because it's so many other teams deserving of it, of their opportunity. And I just feel like that's what makes me say you need a little tweaking, because you shouldn't have to be dealing with other teams that's in the top 12 that's not having a chance to really go out there and fight for that championship.
Yeah, man. I don't know what the right answer is either, because, I don't want those teams to be excluded, right? And then if you start something else for them, that's where they go. But the odds of this is now purely financial, right? The odds of a team with a $6 million roster competing with a $25 million roster are pretty damn slim. And I think that's what you see.
Yeah.
So,
and I just also feel, too, if you can't tweak it and allow the other teams who's deserving of being in there, then open it up and allow more teams. That's the only thing you can do, to me, I think, to make it fair. So if you say, oh, man, the best 12 didn't get a chance to fight for the championship, then okay, then make it 16-18 or even more. Like, you got to do something, because I just don't feel like it's fair to have teams that's deserving of it to be sitting home watching, 2 teams that they probably could have beat in their sleep, sitting up there, having that opportunity.
I'm with you, man. It's well said, Tana. We'll be watching the Canes for sure. Thank you for the time, buddy.
All right, Tam.
Always, man. Appreciate you, boys.
I sent you that witch card, too.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about.
I'm sure he does. All right, you're listening to BMitch and Finlay. I want to run through kind of the rest of the league, because it was a busy day yesterday in the NFL and some college football. Nobody go anywhere. It's BMitch and Finlay.